You can't even get one meal out to eat for $65 in 2025, but I'm gonna show you how to turn it into 5. Today, I'm gonna be making 5 easy and delicious weeknight dinner recipes, and I'm gonna be sharing the grocery list so you can get exactly what you need and follow along. On the menu this week are broccoli cheddar, chicken meatballs and rice, hidden veggie high protein pasta, sheet pan gnocchi with pesto, sheet pan spiced chicken and carrots with lemon yogurt sauce, and roasted chickpea and mushroom tacos with jalapeno lime slaw. Planning what to make for dinner every night for the rest of your life, it can be annoying, it can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. I'm here to make the process easier, cheaper, and most importantly, tastier. Use this as your dinner plan for the whole week. Each recipe makes 4 servings so you can feed you and your family, or just pick out 1 or 2 recipes that sound good to you. You can choose your own adventure for this, but either way, you're gonna be getting tasty, nutritious recipes that keep your costs down, keep time in the kitchen efficient, and dare I say, more fun. I promise budget-friendly meals do not need to taste like budget-friendly meals. You just need to be strategic and have a plan. Some of the ways I make it all happen on a budget are using the same ingredient in multiple ways throughout the week, relying on pantry staples and spices that stretch and add flavor, shopping in season for generally cheaper produce, and most importantly, having a plan so everything gets used up and nothing goes to waste. If you've been off schedule this summer and you just want to get back into a routine, take this as your sign. Here's everything that you'll need. 1 garlic bulb, 1 large yellow onion, 1 pound of whole carrots, 9 ounces of coleslaw mix or shredded cabbage, 1 medium broccoli head, 10 ounces baby bella mushrooms, 1 red bell pepper, 1 jalapeno pepper, 2 small zucchini, 16 ounces of cherry tomatoes, 1 lemon, 1 lime, 1 cilantro bunch, 24 ounces frozen cauliflower gnocchi, 16 ounces cottage cheese, 5.3 ounces Greek yogurt, 1.5 pounds boneless skinless chicken breast, 1 pound ground chicken, 1 pound Italian chicken sausage, 15 ounces of chickpeas, 13.5 ounces of coconut milk, 16 ounces low sodium chicken broth, 8 ounces of pesto, jasmine rice, 10 to 12 ounces gluten-free pasta, and 12 6-inch corn tortillas. For our pantry staples, we have olive oil, rice vinegar, maple syrup, and nutritional yeast. For spices, you'll need kosher salt, ground black pepper, dried basil, chili powder, ground cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, dried oregano, smoked paprika, and red pepper flakes. All right, we've got our groceries. Let's turn them into a week of delicious, budget-friendly dinners. Broccoli cheddar, chicken meatballs, and rice. Here's everything I bought and the final product. As a broccoli cheddar anything lover, this recipe was developed out of pure craving, plus a love for anything that resembles Panera's broccoli cheddar soup, which I completely grew up on. It's important to very finely chop the broccoli because it's going inside of our meatballs, and if the pieces are too big, the broccoli won't easily combine with the ground chicken mixture. All in, you'll need 1.5 cups, which is typically 1 small or medium head of broccoli, depending on the one you get. And if you end up with extras, don't be afraid to mix it right into the rice along with the onion. The more veggies, the better, in my view. We're dicing up half of a large yellow onion, and don't worry, you'll use the other half later in the week, which is essential when I develop these meal plans. I hate wasting anything, even if it's just half of an onion. And the way we're able to get the cost per meal so low is by doing just this, using one ingredient in multiple different ways and ensuring nothing is wasted at the end of the week. This is also how I developed all the dinner plans in my cookbook, which you should definitely pre-order, by the way. Grocery lists and all new recipes are included right in the book. The only other veggie prep needed for this one is to mince 4 garlic cloves, and then we have the annoying veggie chopping part out of the way. Time to make the meatball mix. And since I know I'll get this question, no, I'm not using an egg in the meatballs, just ground chicken, the chopped broccoli, nutritional yeast for the cheesy flavor, garlic powder, oregano, onion powder, salt, black pepper, and olive oil. The oil helps the meatballs stick together, and the nutritional yeast helps bind them. Most of my meatball recipes actually exclude eggs, so this recipe is not only gluten-free and dairy-free, it's also egg-free. We're gonna mix until well combined and then scoop into 1 tablespoon size balls and place them on a large sheet pan. I like to spray a little bit of oil in my hands and roll each one after dividing so they're nice and smooth and the broccoli stays secure. If you want links to the cookie scoop I use or any other kitchen tool in this video, that's all in the description for you, along with the grocery list and all the written recipes. While the meatballs bake, it's time to make the creamy rice that makes this recipe so cozy and so comforting. We're heating some more olive oil in a large skillet and then sauteing the onion, garlic, more nutritional yeast, and a mix of oregano and salt until the onions are slightly softened. This is where you can add that extra chopped broccoli if you have it for extra veg. Next, we're mixing in a cup of rinsed rice and tossing it in the pan for a few minutes, then covering with the typical creamy rice suspects: coconut milk, chicken broth, and water. Bring it to a boil. This step is important for accurate cook time, so make sure you get that boil first, and then let it cook covered on low. I love making rice in this one pan situation, adding coconut milk and broth. You can even get extra veggies in there. I have a ton of recipes where I do this and everyone always loves it. I have one pan garlic and sage chicken thighs. I have my French onion meatball skillet. I have my lemony chicken thighs and rice, which is one of my most popular recipes. It's in my cookbook. It's on the cover of my cookbook. And it doesn't take that much effort to up-level basic rice by doing a one-pot situation like this. The basic foundation is you toast rice in a skillet, add broth, add coconut milk or whatever milk you like, and then let it cook in the pan. It just gets so much more flavor. While the rice is setting, the meatballs should be finishing up in the oven. Look for those lightly brown tops and then add them to the skillet once most of the liquid is absorbed and the rice is cooked. Top it off with parsley if you want, but that's honestly optional. And this satisfying, cozy weeknight dinner is ready to enjoy. There are endless ways to pair creamy rice and meatballs. I have multiple ways on my website if you want more, but this recipe has to be a new favorite. You let me know, but I think even kids are gonna love it. I promise if you're liking this format, my cookbook will change the way you shop and cook. There are 12 unique weeks of dinner plans, just like this one, plus way more. Next recipe, hidden veggie high protein pasta. Here is everything I bought and the final product. Let's go through the steps. There's not a lot of veggie chopping required for this recipe, which we always love, and you don't need to worry too much about making your cuts perfect because everything is gonna get blended up in the end. This pasta sauce packs in 5 veggies: bell peppers, zucchini, garlic, the rest of our yellow onion, yay for using it up, and sweet cherry tomatoes. After roasting with some olive oil and a spice mix of oregano, salt, basil, black pepper, and red pepper flakes, then blending with the secret hidden protein that comes after, you won't even be able to taste all of that veg. It makes this recipe perfect for picky eaters or even just yourself if you're struggling to get more plants onto your plates. While that roasts for about 30 minutes, we're preparing the pasta. You can use any type you like. I recommend 10 to 12 ounces for the 4 servings, but know that the sauce yields quite a bit. So if you want to cook a whole pound, like the brown rice penne I grabbed for this grocery haul, go for it and just love your leftovers. You can also transfer any extra sauce into silicone molds and freeze it for a busy day. I love doing this. And now you've just prepped ahead for another dinner. Now for our hidden protein that we're blending into the roasted veggies. You probably guessed it. I know it feels like it's everywhere right now, but let me make my case for cottage cheese. It really is an incredible protein source and makes otherwise basic meals so creamy and savory. Even if you don't like cottage cheese on your own, which I really don't either, try blending it in here and you might be shocked by how much you love it. And when you do, I've got plenty more recipes for you to dive into so you can sneak in more protein. If you're dairy-free, I include an optional swap in the grocery list for dairy-free ricotta. They also make lactose-free cottage cheese. Nutritional yeast is making another appearance here for cheesy flavor, and when combined with that cottage cheese, the taste is so good. You've got to try it. Blending is one of my favorite ways to hide veggies. You would have no idea that there's all these veggies in this sauce, so I'm always blending in veggies when I can, and I just love to hide veggies in my recipes. I like to grate veggies and hide them like my zucchini meatballs. I often blend them like the hidden veggie spaghetti that so many of you guys love, or I'll do a half and half situation like my hidden veggie cauliflower rice risotto. So good. Start by pouring in half of the sauce if you're using the 10 to 12 ounces to see how saucy you want it, and then mix well to combine and add more from there. Then just serve it up with some chopped parsley on top. This hidden veggie pasta is one of those recipes that tastes like it might not be that healthy, but it's actually so nutrient packed. Prep your sauce ahead of time, keep it stocked in the freezer. You're gonna wanna have this meal on repeat when you just want something creamy and decadent without ordering takeout. Up next, we're making sheet pan gnocchi with pesto. Here's everything I bought for this one and the final product. Let's get into it. We're using more summer zucchini for this recipe because it's so abundant right now, and that's the only quick chop required. This one's gotta be the easiest meal of the week, which fits perfectly for a Wednesday. A total dump and bake dinner, which are sometimes the most flavorful if you do it right. Onto a big sheet pan, we're adding 24 ounces of frozen cauliflower gnocchi, the zucchini, and our remaining cherry tomatoes, plus olive oil, salt, black pepper, garlic powder, oregano, and red pepper flakes. I love to use the frozen cauliflower gnocchi from Trader Joe's for this recipe, and and lots of other sheet pan gnocchi recipes I often make, but shelf stable works just as well, so use what you like or what you have or what you can find. If you're going for shelf stable, you'll want to use closer to 12 ounces total. Give it a good mix, spread it out in a single layer, and scoop 1 tablespoon balls once again throughout. This time we're using Italian chicken sausage. As the veggies, chicken sausage, and gnocchi roast, everything gets lightly crisp and richer, and when it's ready, the pesto topping takes it to the next level. I love this meal because it's very much a dump and bake. That's why I love sheet pan meals, and using a pre-made sauce like the pre-made pesto that I'm using just makes everything super easy because minimal dishes. This is a dinner you can customize to work for you or your family. Swap in veggies you need to use up, use pre-cooked chicken sausage or ground beef meatballs, switch it for chickpeas or white beans, make the pesto yourself. You really can't go wrong. Either way, I haven't cooked gnocchi without the sheet pan method since I first made it this way a couple of years ago. This pesto version remains a top favorite of mine, and however you customize it, I think you'll love it. Definitely leave me a comment and let me know. Sheet pan spiced chicken and carrots with lemon yogurt sauce. Here's everything I bought and how it turned out. Time to get to the steps. Let me first just say I'm always shocked by the comments I get on this recipe. People are obsessed with the roasted carrots, and I'm like, wait, aren't we all roasting carrots like this? It makes them taste so sweet, and I could honestly eat the entire tray. It's one of my favorite veggies. So simple, so budget friendly. A whole pound of carrots is only like $1, but a real showstopper. The carrots get tossed with a mix of salt, black pepper, garlic powder, oregano, and smoked paprika, plus some olive oil, and a pound and a half of thin sliced chicken breast gets the same treatment. Use the same mixing bowl to cut down on dishes and make the spice mix all at once. It just goes on both. Now this is important. We're taking our lemon, we're slicing it in half, and then placing it face down on each end of the sheet pan before roasting. This lemon is the star of the meal. Do not skip it. Into the oven for about 25 minutes, and meanwhile, we're cooking a pot of rice to pair with the sheet pan components. I absolutely love roasting lemon. It's just adding one simple step. If you're already roasting stuff, just throw your lemon on the sheet pan. It automatically up-levels all the flavor. It's so good. We're gonna make a delicious roasted lemon yogurt sauce. It's the best part of this recipe. While the yogurt sauce is the best part, in my opinion, that's highly contested compared to these carrots. Take a look. They're so crisp and tender. Love them so much. The yogurt sauce consists of plain Greek yogurt, hello, extra protein, salt, garlic powder, olive oil, and parsley. Then our stunning, beautiful roasted lemon that squeezes right out of the rind into the sauce. And if you don't love super lemony things, start with just half because it's intense, but in the best way. With the sheet pan done and the sauce made, it's time to plate. Add some extra parsley on top to make it all come together, and I'm telling you, this elevated sheet pan meal will make it on your dinner rotation monthly, if not weekly. It never misses, even for picky eaters. Plus, it's packed with protein. Roasted chickpea and mushroom tacos with jalapeno lime slaw. Here's everything I bought and the final recipe. We made it to Friday. Here's how to make it. Veggie prep first, you know this by now. We're slicing up 12 ounces of baby bella mushrooms and halving and seeding a jalapeno pepper. So easy. We're finishing out the week with a plant-based recipe, but don't get scared if you don't typically eat plant-based. This recipe will have even the biggest meat lovers going for seconds. I've been told this, so I know it. But if you want to add meat like ground chicken or ground beef, you can totally do that. The mushrooms get tossed with a can of rinsed chickpeas, a spice mix of salt, chili powder, cumin, and garlic powder, and olive oil. And once coated, we're transferring the mushroom and chickpea mix to a large sheet pan and spreading everything out into a single layer. We're taking that halved jalapeno pepper and placing it on the sheet pan, similarly to what we did with the lemon in the previous recipe, and letting everything roast for about 20 minutes. If you can't tell, I love roasting a component that goes into a sauce. Once that's done, we're making the jalapeno lime slaw, aka the slaw I want to put on everything all the time. Grab that roasted jalapeno, add it to a food processor or blender along with the garlic, coconut milk, hello, our friend leftover from Monday's recipe, maple syrup, rice vinegar, lime zest, lime juice, and a pinch of salt. Blend until you can get it as smooth as possible, and then stream in olive oil until it's completely smooth and pretty liquidy. Buying pre-shredded or pre-diced veggies is a really great way to save prep time on busy weeknights, so no shame in taking shortcuts. I really like to do my cabbage pre-shredded because it's not that much more expensive. It makes things a lot easier, but if you go for the whole cabbage, you'll save a little bit of money. A lot of things become a trade-off of time, energy, and money, or you can only get 2 out of 3. I try to do my best balancing them, but depending on the week, do what works for you. If you need to save money that week, then make choices that reflect that. If you need to save energy or time that week, make choices that reflect that, but we're trying to balance that with this meal plan. With the slaw down, the last step is to warm your corn tortillas. I typically just wrap them in a damp paper towel and microwave for about a minute to make it quick, but you do you. You could also swap in flour tortillas or almond flour tortillas. Assemble the tacos with the mushroom and chickpea filling, the jalapeno lime slaw, lots of it, and a topping of chopped cilantro if desired. I could truly eat these tacos every single week. Not only are they delicious, they pack in tons of fiber, and I'm genuinely excited to eat them every time I make them. I truly hope you love them along with all of the recipes this week. Let's recap each day. On Monday, we made broccoli cheddar chicken meatballs in rice. On Tuesday, we made hidden veggie high protein pasta. On Wednesday, we made sheet pan gnocchi with pesto. On Thursday, we made sheet pan spiced chicken and carrots with lemon yogurt sauce. And on Friday, we finished with roasted chickpea and mushroom tacos with jalapeno lime slaw. And we did that with just $65 of groceries. I'm so obsessed with this meal plan. It's gotta be one of my favorites to date. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, and ordering my cookbook. Everything you could possibly need is in the description waiting for you. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Leave me a comment on this video if you try one or all of the recipes. Okay, bye for now. I don't actually need 1 ear. I don't need 2 ears. I just need 1. Wait, I'm saying veggies too much. My first ever cookbook is finally here. Don't think about dinner. Save time and money with 125 plus easy, nourishing, delicious recipes for every meal.